Man, this is something I've always wanted to ask you. I'm a former receiver myself, and every receiver has their own style. I swear, you can throw up a silhouette of maybe the top 15 receivers in the league, and I'd be able to figure out who it is just by their style and how they run their routes. And you have your own unique style, which I love, man. Is there someone that you patented after, or is it just something that you developed on your own? How did you develop your style when it comes to route running?
I think I developed my style when it comes to route running just off of the ability to listen. I remember when I first was training, it was this dude named Kojo. He was like my receiver coach when I was with Athletes First. And he was teaching me like certain routes, just, route trees. And I'm like, man, we don't do all that at K-State. And he was like, well, if you go to this team, this is how you got to run those routes. And it was the opposite because, when I trained with one team, they didn't like how I ran routes, but another NFL team loved how I did it. And so one of the things he taught me was you got to be able to know how to adjust based off of who your coach is. And so kind of like the approach that I took in the way that I run routes is I have a variety of different ways to run routes. It's not just one exact style. I can do stop and starts. I can speed cut everything. And so a lot of it is based off of how I scout the DBs. There's a lot of great DBs that you go against that are really good at the route tree. And so you got to be able to add a little stop and starts and speeding up and slowing down just to be able to throw them off. And there's other times where you got to look a little terrible in how you run routes because they're really good at reading certain stuff. So I try to figure out how to go against certain DBs, what they're good at and what I want to be able to use against them. But having that variety helps me out a lot.
Hey, Tyler, we've been talking a ton about one of your teammates, Geno Smith, and just how much he impressed us this year. I personally was so surprised by his performance. But I'm on the outside looking in, right? I'm not a former football player. Like my football IQ is significantly less than yours. So from someone who's within the offense, someone who's on the team, and someone who works closely with Geno, what did you make of his season, and what's something we should know about Geno when we're having these conversations?
Yeah, well, I think that the type of season that Geno had, I don't think it really surprised any of us in-house. I mean, we've got the opportunity ever since Geno came to see everything that he could do. And, the thing that a lot of people don't understand, too, is that when he was with the twos, when he was there with us the last couple of years, he was always going against the number one defense. And so a lot of people don't really understand that when they see people that was on scout team move up with the ones, it's like, well, they've gone against the best defenses a numerous amount of times every single day. And so when he finally got his opportunity, I mean, it just showed that all the work, the dedication, the mindset, all that stuff played a part in him finally being able to get his opportunity. A lot of people, they just want to wait until their chance is finally there, and then it's like, I'm going to start working hard, I'm going to start watching film. But it's like in order for that opportunity to even come about for him, he had to be able to show within those years where he wasn't playing his capabilities and what he could be able to do so that when that opportunity did open up, a team could be able to have that faith in him to know that he could be the type of player that he just showed that he could be.